Hey everybody, thanks to author one who wrote the Jameis Winston derangement syndrome and was a guest on my show. We have evidence that, among other Saints beat writers, Jeff Duncan has a pure bias against Jameis Winston. And hey, look, I don't care that a person has a bias against Jameis Winston, but I care that they hide it behind fake statistics and fake news. And that's what author 101 has revealed Jeff Duncan for doing. First of all, Author 101 found, through Just Win Management, more evidence that Jeff Duncan was against Jameis Winston being on the Saints roster from the beginning. Then recently, about a day or so ago, he issues a tweet that's just completely baseless, saying that Jameis Winston leads the NFL in bad throws. Well, let's look at that, okay? First of all, I've criticized the Saints offense under Pete Carmichael for this year as not being a ball control offense. Then, using a ball control approach when Andy Dalton became quarterback, replacing Jameis Winston, who, for all practical purposes, broke his back against Atlanta Falcons and leading a heroic fourth quarter comeback. So, here we have this situation where Jameis Winston has been asked to get the ball to Chris Olave, and he does. How does Carmichael have Jameis Winston, who is a true soldier, do it? By throwing deep. Even though Winston's back is so bad that he can't get the normal power on his throws that causes Winston to be known as a great deep ball thrower. Still, does Pete Carmichael adjust the game plan to have more of a Mark Martz type of approach, or more of a Ernie Zampese type of approach where you're throwing speed, short routes that get yards after the catch, or the slant passes that Bill Walsh was known for? No, none of that. Instead, he has Winston throwing downfield deeper. He has Winston dropping back deeper. He has the pass blocking pocket forming around him, but closing and collapsing faster because of the method of blocking, in one that's not as effective as it would be if there were shorter passes employed. So it adds up to long passes incomplete, done because that's what the play and the offensive coordinator directed Jameis Winston to do. Well, all this, Duncan then turns around and blames Winston for what is obviously an offensive coordinator call, as opposed to saying, hey, Pete Carmichael, I've covered the Saints. I know you have, for example, 5 wide short passing used with Drew Brees. Why don't you use it with Jameis Winston? He doesn't do that. Instead, Duncan finds the first bit of fake news he can to use against Jameis Winston. Jeff, that is unprofessional. No, I take that back. It would be great for a professional blogger. And that's really what you are. Admit it. You're a professional blogger. I'm a blogger. Everyone knows where I'm coming from. But people should know where you're coming from too. All right? They should know if you have biases against black quarterbacks. They should know if you have biases against, whipped cheese versus cream cheese. I'm making something up. We should know who you are. There's no such thing as objectivity. There's no such thing as objective journalism, especially in sports. And evidence like Author 101 presented regarding you proves that yet again. Subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark OaklandNewsNowBlog.com.